A very good afternoon to all our dear participants, our valuable speakers, and our delegates. Welcome to the virtual event Oman Hybrid Cloud and Cybersecurity Summit 2021 on holistic transformation with security and hybrid clouds, agility and resilience in the next normal, organized by the Rendezvous experts in partnership with Manage Engine, Data Mount, and VMware. My name is Shoaili, and I'll be your host for today's session. And I have my co-host, Naveen, who is from UAE. Now, dear participants, we are blessed to have the support of Oman in making this event a success. And on behalf of partners and entire OCC team, I would like to thank you all for joining us today. Oman with its leaders are the most futuristic thought leaders in the world. Their vision surpasses excellence, and this excellence is only possible with the support of each one of you, focused on modernizing Oman. Oman's forward-thinking and open has positioned itself as the region's leaders in ICT readiness. It has also positioned itself as the right choice to assist the region's local businesses in expediting their digital transformation journey. The opportunities are endless in Oman, and let's explore the same over the next 2 days. Now, without any further delay, let's dive into the power-packed day one agenda. Let's begin today's session. We have our eminent chief guest of the event, Dr. Saoud Humaid Salim Al-Shoaili, DG of Policies and Governance Department and Head of National Space from Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, Oman. In his current role, Dr. Saoud mainly focuses on developing national policies and strategies, legislations and regulations for ICT, post and space sectors. The department facilitates the realization of the digital economy through developing various legislative and planning tools. Dr. Saoud holds PhD in public policies for science, technology, and innovation, mechanical engineering in internet communications as well. Dr. Saoud is also a board member in various state companies and international companies in ICT and space. Dear Dr. Saoud, welcome, and the stage is all yours. Dr. Saoud, can you hear us?
Yes. Thank you very much, Bridget. And let me start. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude for the Rendezvous experts, the event organizer, for inviting me as a chief guest and give me the opening speech. Their efforts in spreading the awareness around this significant topic and taking the initiative to organize such summit as a platform to facilitate knowledge transfer and sharing of various good practices among the participants are all highly appreciated here in the country. Secondly, it also gives me an immense pleasure to welcome all of the participants in the Oman Hybrid Cloud and Cybersecurity Summit, which this year focuses on Oman and GCC region, and carry the theme of the holistic transformation with security and hybrid clouds, agility and resilience in the next normal. Dear participants, as we all know, by today, COVID-19 has disrupted the work environment globally and has forced the government and enterprises alike to think seriously about digitalization, the way and the only way of providing their services to the beneficiaries across the globe, in which the entire world got locked down by this pandemic. The pandemic, which is unprecedented, at least in our history, in our age, and unexpected as well, has reshaped how we live, how we work, and how we communicate, and even how we socialize and play. All the lifestyles has been changed dramatically by this pandemic. Perhaps more significantly for our discussion today, the pandemic has reinforced the digital imperative. It has reprioritized the government agenda, and it puts the digital transformation at the top before any national priority. The push toward digitalization has also sparked innovation, accelerated the growth of the digital economy, and opened various business opportunities in the digital world. Yet, while the pandemic has hastened the process of digital transformation and the innovation and development in digital infrastructure that will support the digital transformation, it also brought with it various forms of threats to government and enterprises alike, in which all are required to work and team up jointly to make use of the opportunities that were made of this pandemic, and also to respond immediately to any threat. Among the areas that has sparked and flourished recently is the applications around the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, remote work applications, conferences, and big data, beside other applications that all associated with what is well known as Fourth Industrial Revolution. The utilization or the application of those various applications has driven the development and the growth in the cloud hosting services, which in turn has driven the spark in the cybersecurity businesses. Oman, as it might be known to some of you, has embarked on a long-term national strategy for digital transformation. It started years back, since 2006, 2006, yes. And now this pandemic has brought the attention back to that strategy, which shows certain level of success in digitalizing and transforming the government businesses. That in Oman, as we are not also, of course, not isolated from the rest of the world, the country represented by the Ministry of Transport, Communication, and IT has paved the way to the effective utilization of the Fourth Industrial Revolution applications, and also to realize the digital transformation strategy through issuing various policy and legislation tools. These tools that have been issued by the ministry have contributed significantly to the development of the two services that we are focusing on this summit, the cloud services and cybersecurity. And here I will focus now on the details of what the Ministry of Transport, Communications, and IT, which is the national entity responsible for the ICT sector, what various initiatives that has been taken by the ministry to pave the way for the flourishment of the cloud services and cybersecurity. The ministry has issued various laws, policies, and guidelines that forms the initial block for these services to become available for everyone and to be provided by various service providers. The government or the ministry has issued the data protection law, which we are all waiting in the country for a royal decree issuing this law. We have also making sure that there is electronic transaction law as well, which is already in place. And to protect the user and service provider, the country has issued also IT crimes law to protect both sides, service provider and service beneficiaries. And of course, these all are covered by the telecommunication regulation law, which form the infrastructure for the ICT. Recently, the ministry has issued the cloud first policy, and we emphasize on first, in which we would like to transform the way the government entities and semi-government companies, enterprises host and make available of their data. We are trying to shift the thing from in-premises hosting to cloud services. And for that, we have issued a national policy that dictate all the government entities for that shift from the in-premises to the cloud. And to support that, the ministry has developed what is known as the accreditation program, in which we accredited cloud service providers who are allowed to host the government data, because not all cloud service providers can host the government data. And that is why the ministry issued the accreditation program, in which the service providers go through various assessment from security point of view, from infrastructure point of view, and from various elements and parameters. And those who are accredited, they will get the business from the government side. As we speak today, we have 5 cloud service providers being accredited so far. And those 5, they will host the government and semi-governments. Of course, for the time being, we are not targeting the private sectors. We cannot force the private sector now to move from in-premises to cloud, but on the way that is the plan, eventually all we will use the cloud services. And beside that also, we have accreditation program for the cybersecurity. We accredited until today 3 cybersecurity provider that we use for assessment of the government entities. So before they host their data, before they use any software, pen test, whatever you call it from the cybersecurity point of view, then we accredited for three companies until today, and those companies are the only company that allowed to deal with the government. But it's not only 3. We are waiting, we are opening the opportunities for any service provider would like to get accredited and get the government businesses. We made that because in the past, the ministry itself provided the cloud services, the hosting services for the government. But we realized that there is a big business opportunity if we avail that to the private sector. And this is the trend that's been backed up and supported by the government, that the government will not interact at the operational level, and all operation, which is the service provision, will be provided by the private sector. Beside the cloud first policy, we also issued the national data sharing and open data policy. As we all know, the data form the fuel of today's economy, and the digital economy is mainly based on the availability of data, the big data, the ability of making business value of the data available with each entities. So we issued the open data policy, in which we force all government entities to make their data available for the users. So before they make their data, they have to classify their data. They have to make sure about the security of their data. And also they have to make sure there is business demand from the request side, not to make it use against those entities or against the country, but to make flourishing of the business opportunities that are based on those data. That is, in short, because the time given to me is only 10 minutes, that is in short what we have in the ground here, and the country is open for any private sector who would like to participate in providing the cloud service or cybersecurity services to the government or non-government as well. Again, thank you very much for the organizer, and thank you very much for all the participants for giving me this time space to give the opening speech. Wish all the best for this summit. Thank you very much, Donald.
Thank you very much, Dr. for the power-packed extempore speech, which you just delivered, giving us your precious time. We all are extremely honored that you did take out time from your busy schedule to join us and share your views about Oman ICT, data protection, about your ministry, about regulations, ICT future, and of course, it will definitely be extremely helpful for our dear participants and cloud and cybersecurity service providers to implement the changes, from the keynotes. Thank you once again, Dr. Saoud, for giving us your precious time.
And as you said at the introduction, I am available to answer any questions that within my information, within the knowledge. And my email is available. You can take it directly from me or from Betray. So you can send me later any question, any inquiries about how is it in the country. Thank you very much, Bridget.
Thank you very much. And you have a lovely day ahead, sir.